Hello, YouTube fans. Hello, guys. This is TheSkullKlown. I want to talk about something real quick. Um, gamers are not, well, overall, gamers are not moving on with the next console generation. The only console generation that we're moving forward to is the Switch, to be quite honest with you. Everyone's waiting for the Switch, but when it comes to a new Xbox or a new PlayStation, people are just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you just got here. Why are you acting like you're going to make another system? Sony. I haven't heard anything from Microsoft, but Sony over here is acting like, oh, the PlayStation 5's generation is gone. Now everyone's just waiting for the PS6. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Your system is not even fucking 4 years old. And I've talked about this before. And no one's not buying the PlayStation 4. Some people have it, but some people, majority, are not getting it. And then ever since COVID happened, everyone's just playing these retro games and stuff like that. Everyone's going back to play their old shit, and no one does wanna. And the thing is, Sony and other companies like Sony are fucking stupid because they think that we are gonna waste money on their shit when literally a pandemic happened a long time ago, and people don't want to waste more money than they need to. Okay, seriously, I'm dead serious. But some of these video game companies don't give a fuck, and then some of these consumers don't care fucking either. But majority of the consumers are saying, nah, man, we're not buying this shit. We're not buying this shit. I'm sorry. And people have talked about this too with the new Switch, and I've talked about this too. The new Switch is gonna look at what the DS did, and it's gonna do that. Meaning that, we had this version of the DS, and then this version of the DS. We're gonna have similar versions of the Switch like that. Technically, we already have one for the port for the TV and the one that it's right out. And people complain about that one. Oh wow. Oh, now that we're hitting the lifespan of the Switch, you guys want to talk shit about the Switch Lite? You guys never talk shit about the Switch Lite at all. But all of a sudden now you want to talk shit about it? The fuck's wrong with you? Oh, you're a Switch Lite owner. Of course I am. But you guys are talking shit about it to the point it's much cheaper and it's not like 300 fucking bucks as the original console. And how much was to be quite honest, the Switch that I got, I only got like about I spent like 120 on that shit, to be quite honest with you. Or 100. Or yeah, like 100 bucks or some shit like that. But I don't know if this is 100% true, but the new Switch supposedly could be $100. I don't know if that's true. I do not know if that's true. Again, don't kill the messenger here. I don't think that's true. But if it is, that'd be badass. Mainly because at least Nintendo knows that no one can't spend. No one is not going to spend $300 on this shit. No one. You might, but majority of people like me are not. For crying out loud, I want to fucking buy the new PlayStation 5. You know, I have to get a new PS4, but now PS4 is going at least up to the highest that's going to is at least what 120, 150. And the least that you can get for the system is probably $60 or $85 with a whole bunch of games put in. That's a steal. That is a fucking steal in my opinion, man. So all these video game companies need to realize the writing on the wall, especially Nintendo. Nintendo, we need to talk about your exclusives here. Everyone has, some people have already talked about this, and I've been talking about this too. Your exclusives are not going to be no more Nintendo. Alright? It's already happening to Sony, and Sony is just like, no, we don't want that to happen. Microsoft has been telling you that too. For a long, long time. Seriously. And Nintendo is over here like, what are you talking about? I don't want my Mario game on a PC engine. Well, too bad, motherfucker. That's what's going to happen in the future, motherfucker. And it already has. It already has. That's why you're scared of exclusives dying. Sooner or later, we're not gonna go. Sooner or later, we don't have to play a Mario game from a Nintendo console anymore. Soon, and Nintendo's scared for that. They are. They're fucking scared of that. And I guarantee you, Nintendo will try to do anything possible to be that Disney umbrella, basically, to make sure that doesn't happen to them. But any other video game companies, it happens to them. Guarantee you. Fucking you. Guarantee you they will try to do that shit because they're greedy as a motherfucker. And I guarantee you, Sony and Microsoft are not going to lay down and lie down for them. They're not. Sony and Microsoft are not going to lay down for Nintendo to be right under them. That's not going to happen. So a big war is going to happen between these big companies. A big fucking war is going to happen with these companies. Not a physical war or anything like that, but it's going to be a battle of who is going to be the best video game company ever. And right now, Microsoft already knows what's it going to do. Microsoft already knows what's it going to do. They've been telling us forever. I don't own an Xbox or anything, but I'm paying attention to what Microsoft is saying. And some of the stuff that they're doing and all that is stupid, obviously. But what they're saying for the future of gaming, that's completely right. They know what the fuck they're talking about with that. All right, they know exclusives are going to die off soon, man. Why do you think they're trying to put their game in every port sometimes? You know, in some ports, people don't want Xbox in their shit. Why isn't Xbox getting some of the games that we hear in Nintendo Direct, especially for the PS5 also? You see, these two companies, Sony and Nintendo, they don't want the writing to be on the wall. These companies are literally like, we decided when we want to continue on, and we decided when we tell these people we're going to move forward and you're going to listen to us. But guess what? We're not listening to you. We didn't listen to Sony, and Microsoft knows that we're not listening. Microsoft knows that if we're not going to listen to Sony, why would we listen to them? If we're not going to listen to Microsoft, what the fuck would we listen to Nintendo? I guarantee you, if the new Switch is about $300, no one's not buying it. No one's not going to buy it. No one's not going to buy it, dude. Stop telling yourself that you're going to buy it. You know you're not, dude. No, you're not. You're not going to buy a fucking $500 or $300 system, dude. Are you fucking stupid? Especially nowadays. Nowadays. It's funny because there were some stupid fucking people out here that kept pushing the fact that, oh, yeah, we could spend a little bit of $700 on a system. You guys are fucking retarded. That was around the time when fucking this whole pandemic was happening. And I'm over here like, you guys are fucking dumb. You guys are fucking stupid. That told me that you have nothing to spend your money on. You mean to tell me you're not going to use that money to pay for fucking rent or food or clothes? You're going to spend all of that money on a fucking video game console that you don't fucking goddamn need. Or you just bought it just to say, haha, I fucking got it. Oh, congratulations, you got a fucking goddamn VCR CD player, basically, that you play fucking games on, that the system barely has any games for. And I'm talking about new games. I'm not talking about old games that just got ported to the system. I want you to research right now how many PS5 games are on for the system physically and digitally. That's for the original console, not other games that were meant for the PS2, PS1, and PS3 and PS4. Don't fuck with that one. When people say there's no games for the PlayStation 5, that's true. Because I know, and a lot of people might say, oh, that's not true because look at all these games I have. Yeah, but they're from different fucking eras of gaming, you dumb fuck. Don't be stupid. Don't be fucking stupid. Because I would literally take that attitude of yours and shove it right up your fucking goddamn ass because you're a fucking retarded person if you're fucking sick to that shit. You fucking pathetic bastard. That's like me saying that, oh yeah, that's like me saying, oh, the PlayStation 3 has a whole bunch of libraries because you can play the PS2 games and PS3 games. I mean, PS1 games. And you're not looking at the library of PS3. It's like, no, I want to know what's the library of the PS3. Then we can compare all the PS1s and 2s together if you want to later on, down the line. Maybe not now, maybe not this year or any other year, basically. Maybe one day we can all just look at these games and combine all the games that were in for this company, basically. You know, like we'll be like, oh, how many games sold for PlayStation overall from PS1, PS2, and PS3, PS1, PS5, basically. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Some people do talk about that and mislead people thinking that it's another thing because they're not Pacific. And that's why I have to be Pacific. Okay? I'm not talking about all these genres together and you're making it into this, and you're putting it inside the same bucket and being like, here's all the games. I'm like, really? I barely see PS5 games here. All I see is PlayStation 4, fucking 3, 2, and 1 in here. So where's the rest of the PlayStation 5 games? What are you talking about? What do you mean what I'm talking about? You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. This is the shit I'm talking about, man. And that's how you know no one doesn't give a fuck about. Um, look, no one doesn't care about these systems because no one's not going to spend that much money on the system, man. Some people will, and that's fine. If you have the money to throw that shit out, go ahead. But majority of people do not. That's why the PS4 is still alive. What do you think? I made a whole fucking video saying that the PlayStation 4 is the new Atari 2600. And some people might deny me with that, but I'm that type of person sometimes that looks to the future of gaming. And I could be wrong with this. Of course I could. But to be quite honest, it's already started pretty good. I've already set this in my video about PlayStation and Atari that Sony tried to kill this system off, puts on the PlayStation 3, and guess what? The PlayStation 4 comes back from its grave and it's spread its wings to the point that everyone's playing the PS4, and even newer games are going to the PS4. Even newer games, there's still new games that are going to the PS4, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. I hope you know that. That is not stopping anytime soon. No one's going to buy a fucking giant binder as a system. Yeah, I said it. Seriously, it looks like a fucking goddamn binder. You guys use PlayStation. It's funny. If you look at the PlayStation systems, especially PS2, what was paying homage to on the PS2? What system was paying homage to? The Atari. It was kind of funny that that PlayStation 4 is kind of acting like the Atari 2600 right now. Like I said, maybe it's not going to go to the full extent, but right now it's starting to act that way. And plus, when you really think about when the console came out, the PS4, and then you think about it now, then of course it lasted that long. Well, I know some people might deny that because they're like, let's just wait until the PS6 and shit like that. I'm not waiting for the fucking PlayStation 6. For what? Just for us to just abandon that shit too and go back to the PS4? Come on, guys. Come on, man. Get this in your thick skulls. Sony wants to drop off the PS5 already. And it's been 3 fucking years. 3 fucking years. I don't know. Hey, last time a system dropped off like it was a fly, Wii U, it was considered a fail by the company. I know everyone wants to argue with that now, right? Of course you want to argue with that. Go ahead and argue with that. But you guys can't see the fucking pattern? If you can't see the pattern, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Why are you a gamer? Why are you a gamer? Why do you follow these fucking video game companies? And if you don't, that's fine. If you're just a casual gamer and all that shit, that's fine. But if you're following these companies and you don't want to notice these patterns, get the fuck out of my face. You what's wrong with gaming, man. You what's wrong with gaming. Alright? And you're trying to make these casual people think your fucking viewpoint instead of making them think outside of the box of how these companies could be. Okay? These companies could be better. They could be striving even more, but they refuse to. They refuse to. I've said this a long time ago in my Enlightenment channel, and I'm not going to mention it a lot here, but these companies are acting the way they're acting because they know their businesses are going to fucking die permanently. There's not going to be no Sony, no Xbox, no fucking Nintendo. All of these video game fucking companies are going to fucking die off soon. Whether you like it or not. Including football, wrestling, and all that shit. All of that shit's going to die off. Okay? All your sports, all your religion type shit, all of that shit's gonna die. Because there's a new ward coming. A new ward. A whole new ward. There's a whole new ward coming. And if you're not prepared for it, if you're not ready for it, especially mentally, well, guess what, motherfucker? You're gonna be fucking going crazy around here when your precious little fucking Sony is fucking goddamn gone. And your precious fucking goddamn Nintendo is not making fucking goddamn games anymore. That's how far I'm gonna go with it. That's how far I'm gonna go with it. Alright? Seriously. I'm only going to go that far with it. Because if I keep going, YouTube will take this video down. So, So overall, if you think that these companies, well, okay, going back, let's revision, let's rewind a bit. We are sticking to our old systems. We are playing the older games, right? Some of us, after the Nintendo Direct and they announced Donkey Kong Country, I'm over here like, that's cool. That's going to get ported to the Switch. But some of us have a hack DS anyways. And we could just buy the game, and we could just download the game right here, right now. Nintendo, which you don't like. Well, too fucking goddamn bad. Some people still want to pay you. Some people still want to give you money because people want to buy your games on here. And you're over here like, well, too fucking bad. No. And we over here like, are you going to port these games on the Switch? No, we're not going to do that. Because you refuse to. You refuse to. And how much you want to bet? When you release this game again, Donkey Kong, on the Switch, how much you want to go and bet? It's $60. Kind of like Mario RPG was. And if you guys want to fucking argue with that, oh, don't. I would immediately delete your fucking goddamn comment. Immediately delete your comment. The game looks beautiful and nice, but I'm not paying $60 for a game that came out in the 90s. That came out in the fucking 90s. That came out in the 90s. I don't give a fuck if you added certain shit. If it came out in the 90s, I'm not buying it full price. The only time that would happen, if it's something special like Dragon Quest, something special like that. I don't see Super Mario 64. Or I don't see Super Mario 64. I don't see Mario RPG being that special to spend $60 on it. I don't see it special like that. That's how I felt with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Why do I think it's special like that? It doesn't deserve it. That's when I heard they're going to remake Final Fantasy IX, I'm over here like, no, you're not. You're not remaking Final Fantasy IX. You're literally going to grab it, shit on it, spit it out, and tell people that this is what we want. And this is canon now, bitch. Or, no, or that game that you originally liked, yeah, that was the bad ending. This is the good ending. So if this game comes out for $60, um, I hope the new Switch I hope the new Switch could. I hope you guys can shove that shit up your ass. To be honest with you, because if they're gonna keep doing that shit, might as well not even buy the new Switch. I'm dead serious. I'm dead fucking serious. At least with Shin Megami Vengeance, I don't have that. But I will get it. And if that's $60, I wouldn't mind it. That's the thing. There's different avenues for me to be like, hey, I will pay $60 for this, and I'll pay $60 for that, but I won't pay $60 for this. Just like you will. Just like you will, right? Just like you will. If you thought Super Mario RPG was worthy of your $60, of course you're gonna fucking pay for it. But I don't think it is, because it doesn't deserve it, in my opinion. It doesn't. It just doesn't deserve it. You know what does deserve it? Earthbound. I'm always gonna praise Earthbound like a motherfucker. Because if it pisses Nintendo off, oh, you know I'm gonna fucking talk about it. You know I'm gonna talk about it. Because I love pissing companies like Nintendo off. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a shit. The more I piss them off, the more I'm happy. The more I can actually, live. I'm dead serious. The more bullshit that happens to them, the the more of 10 years it's added to my life. I am dead fucking serious. I'm gonna live up to 1,000, baby, just because their shits is gonna fucking end. But that's what I'm talking about. One of these companies or another major company, not like Apple, fuck no, or Amazon. Are you stupid? These companies don't know shit about fucking gaming. They will take gaming and burn it to the fucking ground because they don't know what to do with it. And Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft would look at them and be like, no, it's like this. And Apple and and Apple slash Google and fucking Amazon would just be like, no, we're gonna do it this way because we like it this way. And then guess what? Gaming is dead permanently. Gaming is dead permanently. Hey, it's already dead permanently once they started saying, hey, we're gonna put it on the cloud. Because at least when I download games here, it's not from the cloud. It's actually digital, and when the power shuts off, I can literally still play it, especially if it's charged 100%. You know, and I'm sure there's like stickers things for like for you to put something outside for the sun. You know those um what is it? Those what's it called? I have it right there. What is it called? Okay, a solar panel. So I won't be surprised if they're all solar panels, little small ones like stickers that you could put in your console, and you could just go like this to the sun and would charge it. I mean, we're in 2024. I won't be surprised if we have that. If we don't have that, you know how bullshit that is? That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I just thought about it right now. You know that technology is fucking exists somewhere. We just either don't have it or do refuse to give it to us. Because everything that you think of is already real, guys. It's already real. It's already real. Just like when I thought about my video game, it's already real. Because why? I'm making it. So you need to do the motivation first. You need to push yourself to it for it to happen. Right? That's how these video game companies thrive. They just don't thrive because they actually pray. No, they actually do action. Shit. It's true. So what's action going to take place here? What action are you companies going to take place when all of this stuff is not exclusive anymore? What are you going to take? That's up to you. That's up to you. Because as the consumers, as you and me, you know, the person that's watching this, as a consumer for us, we have two decisions. Either make our own games, well actually three. Well, we could have multiple decisions. But here's three right here. One, make our own games and have these companies come to us instead of us going to them. Or these video game companies fall, permanently dead, and we pick it back up along with the indies, along with the indie gamers. Three, the very last one, is that you get your shit together and you finally realize, yes, exclusives are dying, but we need to figure it out how to work together to make sure we don't go fall flat in our face. Can't wait for the new name to be called Neten Sewn Soft. Oh, no. Hold on. Neten Sewn. Yeah, soft. Microsoft. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I can't wait for that name to exist. You know it's going to happen eventually, guys. You know it's going to happen eventually. For them to survive, for them to be that in one umbrella to make sure they can have a stronghold on gaming, they need to they need to like combine their companies together. And you know what that means? People are gonna get fired left and right. Oh, it's gonna be fucking beautiful. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. You know, people are gonna be salivating in the mouth to be on top of that company, basically, of that umbrella, basically. But then so many other people that have been on top are gonna try to fight each other to stay on top, and that's what's going to be fun to watch the destruction of these companies, man. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Don't worry about our game. Don't worry about the games, guys. Don't worry about that. That's not going to stop. These games are not going to stop. Even if these video game companies die off, there'll be someone out there that want to make a Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts game, basically. That's not going to stop. That's not going to stop because fans are passionate enough to actually make their own shit to the point that it will get out there because it's coming to that point. It's coming to that point. It is. We're basically gonna, like I said, guys, we're gonna hit a new renaissance with gaming. It's gonna feel like almost like the '70s again, when set with the racist issues. Well, you know, it's still there. But I'm talking about, you know how back in the day, people just made games and it was just for a hobby. No one didn't thought of anything about it, but then it became like such a thing that people want to look back at the history of gaming, and they were like, "Oh my God, people made this stuff," and some of those games are lost to time because the company that because the company that had these games for students because the students make the game, and since they saw that, they were like, delete. You just deleted it. All that hard work deleted. So there were so many games out there from the '70s that were in computer games before when it was famous like crazy, you know, like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, right? When all that stuff was there on the computer, these companies had the right to just delete it because it was their software and all that stuff. It was very hard to even tell people to, hey, can you keep that on there? It sucks, man. It sucks. So many video games that will probably ahead of their time or probably lost to time. And that's why a lot of people like to preserve a lot of games around here. And David Jaffe, a fucking like sometimes I agree with him, sometimes I don't. But when he talks about emulation when he's talking about preserving games and you're like, oh, why you guys are saying preserving games and all that shit? Go fuck yourself. And then he goes online, plays a fucking I think a Sonic game, and he's like, you see, there's no reason to preserve games. I could just play it right here. And I'm over here like, someone had to put that online to preserve it for you to play, you fucking dumbass. Maybe you should stop taking ADHD pills and start fucking goddamn thinking, you fucking piece of shit. I'm dead serious. When I heard that shit from him, I'm like, are you fucking retarded? Maybe you are. Maybe you fucking are. Good God. There's some type of idiocy that only will come from a corporate's fucking mouth. From a corporate motherfucker that doesn't fucking understand and understand and understand preserving shit. In ancient times, we preserved shit. Yes, we did. Those little languages that you see on the walls and shit, that's preserving. That's keeping the language alive, you fucking prick. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. And some of those told you stories about the ancient past, so you can actually learn from the ancient past and not repeat it. Stupid fucking concept. Stupid concept that use basically the ancient texts with video games. Stupid concept. This is what I'm talking about, man. People need to stop being fucking stupid. People need to stop being fucking stupid and stop being, I don't know, have a set of fucking goddamn balls. We're in 2024, and people have been becoming more fucking desensitized and more fucking pussified than ever before, and I'm fucking sick of it. Including these fucking video game companies and some of these fucking goddamn YouTubers. How about you put your big boy and big girl pants on, as tight as they are, put them up, and guess what? Stop talking some truth and stop talking and start talking and start beating some heads with your voice, basically. The people that do deserve it, okay? Because these companies do deserve it. Why do you think I make fun of them? Like, oh, if they crash and burn, that's not my fault. That's their fault. They're the ones that want to do stupid shit, not me. I wanted their company to thrive. They did not want to thrive. It's like the old saying go what the angry video game nerd said before I end this video. It's like the old quote that he said. He's like, well, it's like, well, for them to change this and that in the game, it would actually be good. And apparently, that wasn't what they're going for. I'm like, exactly. If you want to be a video game company, be a video game company. Thrive. All right? But if you don't want to thrive, then die off. Die off. Especially looking at you, Sony and Nintendo. Because Microsoft, again, going back, Microsoft knows the deal. They know the deal. They understand PC shit. Because they are PC. And they're probably looking at Apple and Google and they're probably like, nah, man, this is not it either. You're fucking up here. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised. Because when you look at Apple, Google, and Amazon, when they're trying to get into the video game market, when you're looking at that shit, you're laughing at them. It's true. I'm laughing at them. And most people are like, oh, but it could probably happen. Of course it happened. But guys, do we really want to have a desaturated franchise like we had back in the fucking 80s? There were video games and companies everywhere making their own shit. Instead of having three major companies making three major consoles, and those three companies, you have to go to them to make their games, or they have to come to you, because sometimes that does happen. It does. Sometimes an indie developer can make a game, and then a company sees it, and they'll be like, we want your game to be in our stuff, because that happens. Look, even back in the day, when they were making a new console, like the N64 and the PlayStation, these companies went to these other companies like Capcom and Square Enix. They were like, please make this for our system. You know, here's the dev kit. Boom. Please make something. You know? And for the N64, it was kind of hard because little history there. The N64 was being made at the same time people were developing for the system itself. Not to say it's never happened before, but that's a challenge. That's a challenge. It is a challenge because you don't know what the hardware is going to be. So for a game designer to look at that hardware and know that it's not 100% finished either, and you need to use that hardware, that tool engine, to make your game, and it's not 100% done, that is a risk. That is a fucking big risk. A risk that a lot of companies took, and it paid off because they knew the future, they understood it, and they took that gamble. Okay, that's what I loved about games back then. You guys took gambles, you guys took risks. Now you're so scared to do that because you think that if you take risks, you're gonna fail. What kind of message you telling people? I'm dead serious. Oh, don't try because you're just gonna fail anyways. That's not a message to tell kids, or that's not a message to tell to yourself or for adults. You don't tell people messages like that. You're supposed to motivate people, not bring them down to the point that, oh yeah, your little dream of this, yeah, it won't become a reality. That's like me saying that I'm making my own game on RPG Maker Fez, and people laugh at me. I'm not saying they do that, but I'm saying that if I told some people that, they will laugh. They'll be like, you're making your own game on RPG Maker Fez. But then all of a sudden, I know that's all of a sudden I'm using it as a blueprint, and they don't know about it because why would I tell them? Because they're laughing and they're stupid. I will use it as a blueprint and get a real tool engine and make it. No matter how long it takes, I will make it, and then I can release it on Steam or something. And then all of a sudden, people would just be like, "Holy shit, you did this all by yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah," and all of you guys laughed at me. You just motivated me more to get this out here. All right. And some people get scared of that. I hope you guys know that. They do. These companies get scared of it too. They don't want you to be motivated. They don't. They don't want you to be motivated. That's why they do things to you, for you to not be motivated. That's why sometimes they want you to be depressed too, to not be motivated. But if you are motivated in yourself, if you made yourself motivated into yourself, so anyone that tells you shit, like saying that, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that, you just laugh at them. Seriously. I remember telling my teacher when I used to go to classes before I got my GED. When I used to do classes, I told my teacher, you got to tell me I can't. Because if you tell me that I can't, it will push me forward to actually do it. Because when she said that, oh, I can, I told myself, because some people are different. For me, I'm all like, if someone told me that I can, then I would do it, yes, but it's going to take me such a long time to do it. You know, I could tell myself I can because I'm motivated myself. But when someone else does it, I'm over here like, well, if I know I can do it, of course, I mean, if the person knows I can do it, then I guess really I don't have to do anything. You see? You know? Sometimes we are like that. Some of us are like that in general. It's just something inside our core DNA. It just tells us, hey, if someone tells us we cannot do it, we just want to prove to them or prove to the world and prove to a lot of people that we can do it. I don't know. It's just that motivation that we have. And I was born in the 90s, so maybe it's just coming off because I was a 90s baby. I don't know how you are in the 80s or early 2000s, but I'm a 90s baby. You know how 90s kids are. 90s kids, there's a reason why they did Extreme and the whole Rebel thing in the 90s. They knew exactly what the 90s kids were going to be in the future. They knew exactly what the 90s kids were going to be like in the future. That's why they made what they made in the 90s, during the 90s. So that's not an enlightenment video. I mean, it is part of enlightenment, but I don't want to get that deep into it. It's mostly a conversational thing at the end of the day too. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about my thoughts on literally gaming not being exclusive to a lot of stuff, or gaming in general. I don't know how to title this video, but you guys will know. Maybe it's just me just talking about the video game industry. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not a bad title. So I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves. And tell me what you guys think about the video game industry. Tell me what you guys think about some of the stuff that I mentioned about Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. And tell me what you guys think of some of the stuff that I mentioned with the whole motivation part also. So take care of yourselves, guys. Today's date is June 23rd, 2024. And the time is about 1:30. And I'm going to have to take a shower soon. But I'll see you guys later and be safe.